All right, guys, AV Watchman here. The young lady that you're looking at right now in the video, her name is Owena, and she is the lady that Antelope Valley Hospital abandoned, patient dumped out in the parking lot. You guys are about to hear her side of the story and what exactly took place. All right, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section, and here you go.
Hi everyone. I'm the girl from the video. I just wanted to address a couple things, but first off, I wanted to say thank you to everyone for showing support, for sticking up for me, even though you guys didn't know who I was, my backstory. You guys weren't judgmental. There was a lot of people saying other stuff, like degrading me or saying hateful things, and I'm not mad about it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion and insight, but it's just the attention that it's getting. I didn't mean for everything to get blown out of proportion like this. A lot of people were saying that I'm a drug addict, that they've seen me in the hospital countless times, throwing tantrums, and that's not my personality. I'm not trying to be vain, but I have a lot more respect for medical personnel. I just have a lot more respect than that. I don't walk around blaming people for other stuff. And I don't know why all of that happened to me. I didn't do anything to anyone. I had arrived through ambulance because I wasn't feeling good. I was lightheaded and I felt like I was gonna pass out. And so what happened was I was transported through the ambulance to AV hospital, and like upon arrival I wasn't acting what they would call psychotic or disrespectful. I was actually talking to the paramedics, and once we arrived in the emergency room in the back, I had told them that if there was anyone else that needed their help, if they could just tend to them, because I felt comfortable that at least I was around a lot of people, and if I were to pass out, then they would see it. They were very kind and professional. When I had went to a separate room, let's see, it was between, I'm not sure, it was when I was in a separate room. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Maybe north of the lobby. I had spoken to, I believe it was Christina Hong, who's I believe a board member, and I was explaining a couple of medical conditions that I was having, and had a couple of questions regarding that. I believed it could have been relevant to why I was lightheaded. A couple of them were personal, female problems. I have a birth control implant in my arm that I was talking about, and I was having like really bad sinus problems, and I just kept on talking about how I was lightheaded and I haven't been feeling good. So she said that she could prescribe me medication for my eyes, or for my eyes, and assured me that the other symptoms were normal. I also explained my anxiety and how I was like short of breath. So I went and sat back down, and there was another nurse that I'm not sure exactly how the conversation came up, or how we got on the topic of medication. I don't know, they were trying to give me two pills, and at that time I had told the nurse that I had a horrible pain in my chest. It was like a tightening. The left side, like my left arm, was like clamping inwards. My tongue it felt like it was stuck on the left side of my mouth, like it was leaning more towards that side, like almost like a twisting motion. And it was followed by like this excruciating pain on the left side of my head, like right here. It's like the worst pain I've ever felt, and I was terrified because it wasn't normal, and the left side of my face was going numb, and she was trying to give me two pills, and I had asked her what they were, and she said it was to calm me down. Well, at that point I started panicking because
All right, guys, so listen really close to what she's about to say. Her sister actually passed away from having a severe anxiety attack, and the hospital gave her something to slow down her breathing, and eventually it stopped her heart.
because I thought of my sister, Jennifer Fatatoa. She passed away a couple years ago. In Indiana, they had given her medication. She went in for like the same kind of symptoms as me. She had anxiety, panic attack, and they gave her medication. It slowed down her breathing and it stopped her heart. And my sister passed away. But like, I know the hospital, excuse me, from my past experiences, they were really helpful, and there was like another situation, but like prior to that, I I mean, I could talk to them and they would actually hear me out. You know, I trusted my kids going there. Um, I've dealt with family passing away at the hospital. And I just don't know why. Just this day was so different. The nurse, after I started panicking, I was trying to, like, I wasn't denying taking the pills, but I was very hesitant. And at that time, I was trying to project what I was feeling. But I had the cup in my hand. I had a cup of water in my hand, and I had the pills in my other hand. And you know, I was just explaining why I was nervous, and at that time, I had asked the nurse because she said, "Are you gonna take it? Are you gonna take the pills?" And I was like, "I'm trying to," and I'm looking at my hand, and I couldn't lift my hand. I think, well, before that I had taken a sip. I'm not too sure at this moment. But I couldn't lift my hand. And at that time I started panicking more, and my tongue started going more towards the left side. And like at that time I was like slumped over kind of. And I had asked the lady, like I closed my eyes and I asked her, I was like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I was just wondering if you could please just walk off, because your tone is making me panic more. And I was really trying to calm myself down. But she told me, "Are you gonna take the pills? Well, if not, just give them back." And so I'm not sure if she took them or if I handed over to her. But she walked off, and I think at that time I started getting like the worst anxiety or short of breath, and I knew it was bad because I had gotten up and I followed behind her towards there's another like a middle lobby, another room where Christina hung. There was a gentleman to her left. They were sitting down, and the lady who was my nurse, who I thought was getting a little bit hostile, or however you call it, she was standing like behind me at that time. And I had told them that I didn't feel good and that I felt like I was gonna pass out, and can someone please help me? And the nurse had said something to Christina, and all I remember was I kept on asking for help, and that I didn't feel good, and my arm kept on clenching. Like I can't explain it. It just kept on pulling more inwards. And I told them that I'm not under the influence of anything. I'm not intoxicated. I didn't drink. Well, I was trying to say that, but my tongue was stuck at that time. Like it was going more and more, just like hardened at the bottom. And at that time I sound like I was like really drunk.
All right, let me clear this up really quick before the trolls start jumping all over it. She doesn't. She's not saying that she was drunk. She's describing what she felt like and the symptoms that she was going through and how she couldn't get her words to come out properly. All right, let's get back to it.
My words were slurred so bad, and I was crying. I was like, "This isn't normal. Please, I don't know what to do." Like, I wasn't sure if it was a heart attack or whatnot. But I panicked bad, and I obviously seen that there wasn't much of a response, so I walked out. I think it was east at the time, east of the, or towards the hallways, and excuse me. And I was crying, and I was like slumped over kind of, and I was like holding on to everything. And the first lady, I seen a lady. I was looking around for someone to help me, but I was like, please, can someone please help me? I just kept on begging for someone to just help. I walked up to a lady. I was going towards the back almost. Excuse me. I was going almost towards the back, and there was a lady. I believe she was a staff member, and I walked up to her. I don't know if I seemed creepy or whatnot, but like I grabbed her hand, and I was telling her, please help me. And at the time, I was like, yeah, I might have had my voice must have been a little bit loud or whatnot, but I mean, how can anyone stay calm in that manner? I grabbed the lady by her hand, and I looked her in the eyes, and I was like, please help me, they're not helping me. And Christina Hong had walked out from that little office area, and she was like, she said she's discharged because she rejected or denied, somewhere along those lines, medical attention or medical treatment. And I just looked, I'm like, she's lying, please, she's lying. Because I didn't understand why she would say that. I mean, if she wasn't willing to help me, maybe someone else could. And I'm sorry if I was causing a scene. I wasn't trying to scare anybody, but I was scared, and I didn't deny anything. I was just confused and scared. I wasn't expecting anybody to jump hands and feet or whatever to me. I know there's certain ways that the staff will respond, maybe. I didn't feel like it was one of those situations too where they were trying to be in a calm manner. But she had told them, she told them that I was discharged and to take me out. That I didn't need to be in the back, pretty much. And so, of course, I kept on denying. I was like, no, that's not true. She's lying. And so more people started coming around, I guess. But at the time, I'm not too sure what happened. I think I was trying to force myself to stay on my feet. I fell over at that time. And I just remember hearing people laughing, talking about she's faking it, just laughing. Nobody came to my aid. that was kind of blurry. But I just remember being put in a wheelchair, or I ended up in a wheelchair, and it was pushed against the double doors that separate the lobby from the hallway where all the medical activities going on. And at that time, I remember just like my head was back, I was like shaking, my tongue was completely stuck, I couldn't really talk, it didn't sound like myself, and I kept on crying for help. I was like, please, I'm not faking it. I just kept on asking for help. And the male nurse was doing, I don't know why he would do it, but he had pushed my palm inwards towards my wrist, and he pinched my arm. I had bruises, like on the inside and the outer part. He put his knuckle right here on my collarbone and in between my breast, and right here, I'm not sure what that's called, sternum. I'm not sure, or familiar with that terminology. And I just kept on hearing him say that I was faking it, I was lying. And then he said, he was pressing on my eyeball as well. But he was saying that if I was having a real seizure, I wouldn't have had a reflex, or I wouldn't have a reflex pain. But how many different things did he have to do? To prove to himself that I wasn't having a seizure. I mean, who am I? Like, I didn't know what it was. I don't know why. I didn't say anything to them. I wasn't being disrespectful. I didn't yell at them. And when that was happening, I screamed out that I was sexually assaulted. Because there was a lady to my left, I believe a security guard, and I really didn't want to disclose this to the public, but I have PTSD and a couple of different medical problems that I felt. At that moment, I was reliving. Not just that, the nature of it. I said that I was assaulted, and the lady, security guard, excuse my language, she was like, "You fucking liar, you said that last time." And I just remember saying, I haven't been here before, because I didn't know what she was talking about. But they were laughing, and I was just crying, and I was asking people to record, because I didn't know why they would do that. I mean, I could understand if I was like fighting with them, or but I don't know. I don't know why they would do that or treat me that way. I was just asking for help. But I was asking people to record because I was by myself.
All right, guys. How many of you have came across any videos here on YouTube where someone is out in the public or getting harassed by the cops or a security guard, and they turn around and they start asking for help? They start asking the public to please record what's happening with them. Look at what she went through inside of this hospital, and she wanted someone, anyone, to pull out their cell phone and just record what they were doing to her, how they were treating her. Obviously, for her to turn around and ask the public to do that for her, something serious was happening to her. And I'm going to put that out here right now in this video. If someone did pull out their cell phones and you were there that night inside of the hospital when this was happening to her, please contact me immediately.
And at that time, I just, there was no way of explaining what the hell was going on. They pushed me out pretty fast through the lobby after that. And then at that time, I mean, I was still screaming for help, and I was asking people to please record it. I was asking for the sheriffs as well because I've been assaulted.
Alright, guys, so you know and I know a guilty person, someone with something to hide, is not going to be asking for them to contact the sheriff's department to get deputies out there because she was assaulted. These people did this to her.
I mean, why else would he need to put his hands on me? Numerous times within that short period of time. They pushed me out of the ER and through the entrance. Then I remember they were pushing me westbound, west of the entrance. And I remember those people trying to come out, and they were telling them get back in. My head was back, and I kept on having seizures. I don't know. And they were just like talking crap the whole time. And when my head was back, I was just looking for cameras because I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna die, at least my family would know what happened, because I really didn't do anything to them. They pushed me a little bit. I think I was like slipping out, I'm not sure. Or maybe I was, who knows if I was trying to like fall out of there just so that way they wouldn't take me out, because I didn't know where they were going to take me. They didn't say anything about calling my family or whatnot, but they were pushing me towards the grass area, and then they stopped. And I'm not sure why they stopped, but I kept on telling them, please, like, keep me under the cameras. Then they went backwards. I'm not sure what happened from there, but they started going northbound towards the main street. And at that time, I believe I might have had another seizure. And my head was back, and I remember, I think I might have been slipping out, but I was screaming for help still. And there was like saliva stuck in my throat because my head was back and I could not swallow. I don't remember what happened, but I remember just coming back to the feeling where I couldn't swallow, and I coughed like I choked. And there was a lady, I'm not sure who was by my feet, but when I had choked, my saliva came out, and then, excuse my language, she was like, "Oh, this bitch spit on me." And at the time, I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm apologize, and it's like, what more do they want from me, you know? How many times I have to apologize? And then I just remember someone from behind me had put something over my head, and I started choking and I couldn't breathe. So yeah, I started panicking more. And I kept on apologizing. I said I didn't spit. And I was just saying, please. So they kept on pushing me out, and like I could see people like fainting, and like when we were backing up a couple steps, I heard them say, before they started pushing me that way, they said, "Dump that bitch in the street." Excuse me. But I wouldn't spit on anybody. I mean, I'm a dirtbag, but I wouldn't do anything like that.
Alright, guys, I need you to think about something real quick. Please remember, this is not a live feed. This was me handing her my phone and then walking away from her vehicle for that way she could talk into the video camera and use my phone, this video camera that's on this phone, as her own little diary. No pressure. So you're seeing her for who she is. When you sit there and hear her call herself a dirtbag, I used to say that years ago. Man, I'm a dirtbag. I'm a dirtbag. Why? Because there was something behind that, behind me saying I'm a dirtbag. It wasn't that I was a dirtbag. It was that I was treated like dirt. I was treated like trash by the people who were closest to me. People that told me they loved me. People that called me son. People that called me brother. And so eventually you do start feeling like a dirtbag. So I don't want nobody out there thinking when she said dirtbag, please don't sit there and start thinking that she's some bad, horrible person, guys, okay? Now, as far as my phone goes, I'm never going to record with this iPhone ever again. I don't understand what's going on with the volume, this up and down bull crap. Back to Android I go. Now, let's get back to the story, guys.
And when they were pushing me that way, I don't remember way too much, but I remember seeing people out towards I don't know, I think maybe like towards the sidewalk. I don't know. I just seen like figures, the people, and so I started screaming for help. And from there, I just remember like being on the floor here and there. I kept on screaming, or I kept on saying, please don't show my mom, because my mom, she's in remission after going through chemo and radiation, so she hasn't been herself. She's been sick, and I don't know. I told my mom earlier, when I was in the ambulance, I called her and I told her that I'll be home and I was okay. We have a big family and just a lot of death and sickness in my family. I didn't want her to worry. And usually she's on social media. So I just kept on saying, please don't show my mom. And I mentioned my kids. I said, please take care of my kids. And I can't remember way too much. I know I was asking about my army recruiter. Um, I don't know. I was just trying to feel safe. There was a lot of chaos going around. I remember when they picked me up for the gurney, I know I was crying because my body, like I felt like my skin was showing a lot. Or I don't know what was going on, but I felt like exposed. And, sorry. Exposed, so. I mean, yeah, I was delusional. But, they were pushing me towards the hospital again. And I remember, the two guys that were standing around me, I just remember them hearing like, "What's wrong with you? Help her, help her." And yeah, I was trying to talk. I was trying to tell them what happened because I wasn't sure if the hospital was just going to leave me there or if that was going to be my last couple of breaths. I didn't know how to react. So I was trying to say everything and it just didn't sound right. Everything was slurred. When they pushed me back on the gurney, I had asked the two gentlemen excuse me, to please don't leave me because I was scared. But I knew I needed help. And even though I was scared and they did that to me, it was still in me to hope that someone would come along and help me or see what was wrong with me. I went back they pushed me back inside, and they pushed me all the way, or before I got inside, like I remember holding on, and I just kept on asking them, please don't leave me. That's the scariest thing someone could go through. Just not too long ago, my stepdad passed away. He was by himself, but he had medical problems as well. He had heart problems, and I don't know. Just after everything, I just keep on thinking about everyone around me, and just it really messed up my head. I guess I don't know. I'm still battling. I don't know. It's hard to explain unless you've been through it. And the way that I looked too, I mean, it wasn't helping. I looked like a wreck, and usually people judge me off of that. But I don't know what I did wrong. But anyways, they pushed me to the back. Maybe almost the opposite side of the emergency room or the ambulance entry, maybe that area, but in the far back. And I was on the gurney, and I remember crying out to a guy or to a male nurse who had like a nose piercing, and I asked him, please don't leave me, I'm scared. Everybody who, like, I don't know, they kind of left me back there with that guy. And I just told him, please don't leave me. I'm scared. I've been assaulted. I need someone to take pictures of the marks that was on my neck and my chest and my arms. I told him that I needed a name or a pen and paper, so I could take down all the names of the people. But if they could help me, because I mean I was like very hysterical.
Alright guys, so on that part there, I ended up writing a note on a little piece of paper and I told her I had to get going. So yes, I don't know when, but hopefully soon we can meet up again and get the rest of this documented and get it out here to you guys. I know a lot of you have been very concerned, and it's truly appreciated, and I know she will appreciate it as well. Guys, I get it. You know, there's going to be folks that appreciate what we do. There's going to be folks who don't appreciate what we do. There's going to be people who believe her, and there's going to be people who don't believe her. You know, just, I guess you could say she's going through a lot, guys. Have a heart before you decide to write some crappy, low life, scumbag comment about her. She's already going through enough.
But I'll continue this later, you guys. So I'm sorry. I know it's a long story to tell, but just thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope one day the favors return to you guys, and I don't want anything bad. Like, I don't want the people to hate themselves, but I just want them to know that that I really did need help. I mean, I'm pretty sure they knew, but I just want them to realize what they did. And if it was their mom, their daughter, their kids, anyone, I would do whatever I could to help them. I don't hate anybody, but just thank you to everyone. Thank you.
Alright, guys, that's going to be it on this one. Hopefully, we could link back up again before I could sit down. I'll hand her my phone once again and let her just zone out and talk to all of you. Alright, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is AV Watchmen. I will be going on some live feeds here pretty soon. After you guys watch this video, I'm going to be doing some live feed call-ins. If anyone wants to call in and voice your concerns, please feel free to do so. Alright guys, much love and respect. AV Watchmen, and I am signing out.